Have you met the darkness inside yourself, the part you hide from the world, and sometimes even from yourself? Carl Jung warned that ignoring this shadow is perilous, not just for nations, but for the human soul. What we refuse to see quietly shapes our actions, our relationships, and ultimately the fate of societies. The unexamined darkness is patient, waiting in the corners of our minds until it speaks. The shadow is everything we deny: rage, envy, lust, fear, and longing. It is the part of the psyche that refuses to fit within our curated image of ourselves. It lives in silence, accumulating fragments of who we could be and who we refuse to see. We call it darkness, yet it is simply hidden energy, vital, alive, waiting to be acknowledged. To deny it is to hand power to what we cannot control. Jung observed that humanity often projects its shadow outward. We see our rage in leaders, our fear in strangers, our prejudice in society. Wars, cruelty, and injustice are shadows unrecognized, reflections of what we refuse to face in ourselves. Individually, we do this in relationships, blaming others for our discomfort, seeking scapegoats, running from our own shadows. The danger is not the shadow itself. It is the refusal to meet it consciously. Ask yourself, which parts of you do you hide, even from yourself? The unspoken anger that surfaces at minor frustrations, the envy that tinges admiration, the fear that masks itself as indecision. All of this is the shadow's language, not to punish, but to teach. By observing these impulses without judgment, we gain insight into our truest selves. Integration begins with awareness, noticing the shadow, naming it, and accepting it as part of your whole being. Jung's warning was never only personal. Civilizations that refuse to confront their collective shadows invite catastrophe. The shadows of prejudice, greed, and unacknowledged fear fester in the collective unconscious. Unchecked, they erupt into war, oppression, and cycles of suffering. The path of consciousness is not only inward, but outward. Awareness of how our own shadows ripple through the world. How do we meet it? Meditation, journaling, honest reflection, and shadow work. Observe your impulses. Notice your projections. Ask, is this mine, or am I casting it outward? In relationships, pause before judgment. In moments of anger or fear, breathe and reflect. The shadow is not an enemy. It is a teacher, a guide into hidden corridors of the soul. Integration transforms fear into wisdom, chaos into clarity, and unconscious impulses into conscious choice. Jung's warning echoes across time. A civilization that cannot face its shadow invites chaos, and individually, the unexamined self is the seed of suffering. Meet your darkness. Listen to it. In the silence between what is seen and unseen, the soul finds its path, and humanity may yet awaken. Look at the universe. Stars are born from chaos. Constellations emerge from darkness. So too does the human psyche require shadow to create light. Every unacknowledged fear, every denied impulse is a seed waiting to illuminate the soul. Myths, gods, and monsters are reflections of our inner landscapes, reminders that darkness is inevitable, yet transformable. The shadow is not your enemy. It is a guide cloaked in mystery. It whispers of the parts of yourself you have abandoned, the desires you have silenced, the rage you have denied. Meditation, journaling, honest reflection. These are rituals to commune with it. Notice envy without judgment. Feel fear without fleeing. Let rage speak, then listen. In each encounter, chaos becomes insight, and the unconscious reveals its quiet wisdom. Meet the shadow, not to conquer it, but to know it intimately. Observe projections, question reactions, accept the impulses you once feared. Integration transforms hidden darkness into conscious power, fear into clarity, fragmentation into wholeness. Jung's silent warning endures. The unexamined shadow is perilous, but the embraced shadow is liberation. Step into the silence. Listen to what dwells beneath. It is inevitable, patient, eternal, and it is your guide. The shadow does not dwell in isolation. It moves through families, communities, nations, echoing silently in the unconscious of all. When a society refuses to see its darkness, oppression, cruelty, and ignorance emerge like storms in the night. Wars, prejudice, and cycles of violence are but reflections of shadows left unclaimed. To confront the shadow is to take responsibility not only for oneself, but for the world. Integration is neither quick nor painless. It is the slow alchemy of recognizing fear, guilt, and desire, and allowing them to speak. When you witness envy without acting it, when you face rage without destruction, the shadow ceases to control you. It becomes a companion, a teacher, a mirror showing your true self in its unadorned, honest form. The more we integrate, the less we project, and the more conscious our actions become, rippling outward into the world. Jung's warning is simple, yet profound. The unexamined darkness is a seed of suffering, both personal and collective. Ignore it, and it rises in ways you cannot predict. Embrace it, and it transforms into wisdom, compassion, and strength. Walk into your shadows. Sit with them. Listen to their language. For it is only when the shadow is known, fully, fearlessly, tenderly, that consciousness awakens, and humanity may step lightly into the night without being devoured by it. And now, listen. Let the crackle of fire, the whisper of burning wood sink into your bones. Let the shadow's voice speak softly through the silence. Feel its presence, its patience, its inevitability. It is neither enemy nor curse. It is your guide. Sit with it. Breathe it in. Let it illuminate the corners of your mind. Now, listen.